Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to AntsFlanders. This is my first Messor barbarus colony. This colony is a lot smaller than the second one I've got, because they've had some serious casualties when I first ordered them. I still don't know the reason, but they're doing very well now. They're currently housed in my homemade formicarium. For the people who are new to the hobby, that red piece of plastic is actually red acetate. This is placed on a colony and it blocks sunlight, except the color red. And because every species of ants, except Lasius, and some other special species like Camponotus venator, can't see red light. So they think they're actually in the dark, so they stress out a lot less, and we can still observe them. This is my second Messor barbarus colony. I got these 10 months ago from a Dutch site. As you all know, I speak Dutch, but for the hell of it, I want to butcher the name in English. So I bought them from Myrmica. The problem now is because I moisturized the nest a bit too much, some of the grass seeds have started to sprout. Because of this, I blocked the entrance and made a new one on the right side out of the formicarium. Now they've started to clean out the nest, so in some weeks the nest will probably be clean again. I think I can expect the first mages to hatch in some weeks. They're producing a lot of media nowadays, and normally the mages start to appear around 1 year of age. Now, back to my first Messor barbarus colony. As you can see, I almost always feed them grass seeds. They're cheap, not too bulky for the ants to carry around, and they don't leave such a big mess. In a few weeks I'm going to try feeding them a new mix of seeds to see which ones they hate or which ones they like. As you can see, my Messor won't even stress when they see the light. Even when I shine extra light on them with my flashlight, they won't stress or even move. So I'm really happy my Messor are so relaxed. Just so you know, my videos on YouTube aren't be as long as this one. It's because I have spring break and I have a lot of time on my hands now. But in the school year, this isn't going to happen anytime because I have way too much stuff to do. So, just so you know. I hope you all like my macro footage because I have a very clean shot now of my colony. They're all mushed in together and we can clearly see the larvae, the pupae, and even a little sac of eggs right there. You can also see the difference between the different casts of pupae, like the minors and the media. This is one of my two starting Camponotus cretaceous colonies. They're very sensitive to light and vibrations. Camponotus are known for their huge mages and their complex and varied genus. The genus of Camponotus is also known for its slow development. It can take up to 3 years to develop a big, strong colony. The ant you see right here is actually an anitic. So it was the first worker which was born from the queen. So they're actually very tiny in comparison to the normal size or even the media or the mages of these Camponotus species. Here we have my Pheidole pallidula colony. I'm housing these little critters in an ant kit size 2 formicarium and they're doing well. This species is very aggressive and they can grow very fast if you heat them enough. After some time, they also start to produce mages. I made the outworld from one of the smallest boxes of the Good Morgen set from IKEA. There's only one problem with Pheidole pallidula. They're great escapers. So extra escape prevention like mesh, homemade talcum powder, oil with alcohol, or PTFE is absolutely required. I got this colony from Ant House from Spain, but I also have a second colony tucked away in a test tube. But Pheidole pallidula is a Polynesian species, so I'm still kinda thinking if I should put the two queens together, merge the two colonies, but I'm not too sure about it. at the moment, so I can maybe do that in the future, but at this moment I'm having serious doubts because okay, they're tiny, but they can grow exceptionally fast if you feed them well and keep them heated enough. So here is a macro shot of the colony. As you can see over in the right, we have the queen. When I got her about a month ago, I think she had, I think, 3 workers. So there are a lot of pupae, as you can see in the middle on the big pile, and some larvae on the bottom. Here on the left, you can also see the big difference in the workers already. So I think the smaller ones are actually the nanitics, but now on the left, she's passing by again, you can see they've actually reached their normal size for the minor cast. This is my most recent colony, a nest of Formica cinerea. They're a species of server Formica. These species are usually targeted by slave recruiting species like Formica sanguinea or polyalgus rufescens. I found them as a small colony on a piece of land where they were going to pour asphalt to make a new sidewalk. So you could say I kinda saved them. Formica species are very fast, which can be quite a pain, but my colony is very shy at the moment, so that's a major relief. I housed these in the white box of the Good Morgen set from IKEA. I put them in a simple dirt setup because I really like their digging work. They make a lot of tunnels and a lot of entrances, so it's very fascinating to see. Here you can see some of the workers eating a piece of protein jelly, or beetle jelly as it's also called. And the cool thing is, sometimes when I drop in a grasshopper, they bury the grasshopper, and a few days later I can see pieces of it laying all around the formicarium. This is also the first time I've been keeping a colony in a dirt setup. I don't really like dirt setups because there's always a chance the nest may get too dry and a tunnel can collapse if it's too dry. And if you're unlucky, which I normally am, it could kill the queen, and that would mean the end of your colony. The other thing that really bothers me is how fast the acrylic becomes dirty due to the moist dirt. But in the end, I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to keep this species. Here we have my polygynous Myrmica rubra colony with 4 queens. The sad thing is they haven't been doing that well lately. I suspected there was a mite infestation, but I couldn't see any mites when I used my macro lens, so I observed something. There were plenty of eggs and larvae, but I only saw a few pupae, so I think I haven't been feeding them enough, so the larvae just die. So I'm starting to give them more insects because the larvae need protein and almost no sugar. I'll give an update on the situation in a few weeks. It really is a shame this happened because my Myrmica rubra was one of the first species I wanted ever since I got into ant keeping. I really love their aggressive behavior. So yeah, I'm really sad at the moment because this is happening. If you may have any other guesses or suggestions why this could be happening, please leave them in the comment section. I really don't want to lose this colony at all. Here we can see my Myrmica rubra in the outworld. There's a heap of moss, some maple seeds, and little pieces of wood. Because as you all probably know, I like to make outworlds look a lot more natural. There's also a water tower in the outworld because once a week I feed them 1 tube of sugar water. combined with regular dosages of protein jelly and honey. This is also the first time I added some fruit to one of my colonies, like this apple you can see, and they love it. So this is going to happen a lot more. I also keep these outworlds a bit on the humid side, but not too humid, so that they'll start digging, because Myrmica rubra can make satellite nests, and I don't really like that concept. At least not in a colony at this size. Now we're going to look at a macro shot from my Myrmica nests. Here you can see one of the queens and some workers, pupae and larvae. I have some bad news. While looking at this footage, I discovered there are mites on my ants. I'm going to have a look at options and methods for dealing with these mites, but I hope everything's going to be okay, and I'll keep you updated on the methods I found and the methods that I'm going to use and which have been most effective, because I don't really want to lose this colony. I really don't. So yeah, that's a bummer. And last but not least, we have my Lasius niger colony. This is a colony where it all started from a bit more than a year ago. We're now at 8 weeks of waiting till they'll move to their new acrylic nests, but my Lasius niger are stubborn as hell. I completely dried out the nest and they still won't move. As soon as they've moved, I can do an ant spotlight on the species. Their old nest, at this block you can see here, is hooked up to an ant kit size 4 formicarium, which is being moisturized all the time, but they just won't do it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll keep doing regular updates on my colonies from time to time, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. By the way, we now have a page on Facebook, so like our page if you want to see more videos of my ant colonies. You can find the link below in the description. So, goodbye, adios, and cheerio. See you next time.